Hi everyone, my name is Gaby and welcome to Core 30. Today we're going to be using all our different types of muscle groups in our abs, and we're going to be doing it for 30 long, hard minutes. So let's get started with our warm-up. We're going to start off with just some nice neck rolls to take any strain out of our necks that we use throughout the day. You can go in both directions. We're going to be here for a minute, so make the most out of your time with these neck rolls. If you want, you can also start rolling out your wrist so you can take out the strain in your wrist as well. If you're going in only one direction, you can switch directions now. We're halfway through it. And remember to keep breathing. You want to make sure that you're breathing throughout this whole entire workout. We have 15 more seconds and then we're going to go into some arm rolls. So take out any last strain you have in your wrist or in your neck, because we're starting in 3, 2, 1 with some arm rolls, little arm rolls going forward. Trying to stretch out our shoulders. We're going to be using our shoulders a lot when we're in our planks, so we want to make sure that they start getting activated now in our warm-up. Now we can start going little circles backwards, trying to make sure our shoulders are engaged. Remember to keep breathing and breathe in and out, making sure we're starting to warm up our muscles. And let's go big forward, going big circles going forward, making sure our shoulders really start working so that they don't start to cramp up on us when we're planking, and we can focus on our core then. Now we can go big circles going back. Make sure you're going all the way back and coming right back up around. You can do one arm at a time if it's more comfortable. And then switching sides. Our next move is going to be a marching twist. So I want your hands up here and trying to connect the elbow to the knee without putting any extra strain on your neck. Just having the hands up here as a guide and starting to engage our core muscles. Our first core move here of the day. If you want to add a little more cardio to this, you can make it into a high knees. If not, just focus on it, stepping it out. We have 20 more seconds here. Make sure you are really feeling that connection in your obliques when you're reaching from side to side. 10 more seconds. And then we're going to be going into what I like to call toy shoulders. And in 3, 2, 1, just reaching out and kicking up. Feeling the stretch in your hamstrings as well as the contraction in your core. Making your fingers as a guide for your legs. You don't have to kick up this high. You can do it lower and just make sure you're focusing on that contraction of the core. You should be feeling this stretch through your hamstrings and your glutes, as well as the contraction, of course, in your core. We're halfway done with this one. If you want, you can, of course, keep your goal lower. Don't have your hands so high up. You should be also focusing on the core throughout this entire workout. I want you to make sure that you're really putting that emphasis in those muscle groups, because that's what's going to make the work extra hard. And in 3, 2, 1, into the inchworm. Just go to the edge of your mat and crawl down into our first plank. Hold it for a second and then come straight back up. This should also be stretching your hamstrings and your glutes. And of course, using your core in that plank and coming straight back up. This is the last move of our warm-up. So make sure you're really warming up all of the necessary muscle groups to prepare you for this upcoming workout. We're halfway done with this. Make sure you really emphasize on that core and that plank, as well as making sure that your back is not arching to the floor or up in the sky. Everything is completely straight. And we have 10 more seconds here. And in 3, 2, 1. Take a break, get a drink of water if you need it, because we're going to be starting with our first workout. I'm going to show you the moves while you have your break. Our first move is what I like to call around the world claps. So you're going to start off on your mat, laying down, hands above your head, and you're going to come up and clap under each leg, alternating turns, just like that. Our next move is bicycles. So of course here, and you're pedaling like if you're on that bike. And the last move are mountain climbers. So I want you to turn around, get into that plank, and bring your knees up to your chest as if you're climbing a mountain. We're gonna be doing these for 35 seconds on with a 15-second break every time. And we're gonna be repeating it 3 times. So let's get started. We're gonna start with those around the world claps. So get prepped on your mat, and we're gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I want you to make sure that you're bringing your whole body up and not with momentum. Try to make this as slow as possible so you're contracting that muscle for even a longer amount of time. I like to actually make the clap under each leg as a little motivation to myself. We have 10 more seconds here, making sure that we're bringing that leg up and clapping right under. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Take our 15-second break while we are getting ready to go into our bicycles. And we're gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1. Trying to connect that elbow to our knee again, but not putting strain on our neck to do so. If you want to make sure you're not putting any strain, don't even have your hands around your head, just next to it. And if you want, if that's a little too difficult for you, you can stay here on your elbows and just do the leg motion of the bicycle. And that will also keep your core just as engaged. And we're here for 5 more seconds, so keep pushing. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Now get ready to turn around and get to our mountain climbers. In that plank, we're starting in about 5 seconds, so get ready. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you want, you can keep it at a fast pace like this, or you can bring it down and do it each singles, stepping it out. I want you to make sure when you're in that plank that your shoulder, elbow, and wrist are all in line. Not that we're out here or all the way in here. That will hurt your shoulders. We have 10 more seconds, so keep at it. And at any time, if it's too much on your wrist, you can go down to your elbows and do the same thing. And relax. That was our first time around. Now let's get ready to do it again. We got a 10-second break here, and we're going to the around the world claps. And we're starting in 3, 2, 1. With these, I want you to make sure that your hands are going all the way up above your head and then under your leg, making sure that your neck or your head never touches the mat again, so that you always have a contraction in your core. Of course, if you need a rest at any time, you can lay down, take a breath, and then come right back up and start again. We have 5 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Next, our bicycles. I think I'm gonna stay doing it here to make sure I don't put any extra strain into my neck. And we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Making sure that we're bicycling or pedaling our feet like if we were on a bicycle. Feeling that contraction on both sides of our core. Making sure you're breathing out when it's the most difficult. Never holding your breaths during any of these exercises. Breathing is one of the most important parts. We have 10 more seconds. Keep going. I know I feel it on my core. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Now our mountain climbers. So start turning around to get in that plank position. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm gonna step it out this time up here and make sure that I'm really focusing on the knee going straight up into my chest and contracting that core each time. Making sure that my knees are going straight up, not any to the side, but just straight up each time. So I get equal contraction on both sides. Making sure also that my back is always straight. We're not down here or up here while we're doing it. We have 5 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Last time around, put all you have into this last time because it's the last time we're doing these exercises. Let's get ready for our round of world claps. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Making sure that you're motivating yourself through this because it's very difficult. Trying to set a goal for yourself. Maybe counting how many reps you have in each time, each set. You try to add that number. Say, I'm gonna add 2 more reps this time. With good form, of course. We have about 10 more seconds left of these. The last time we're doing it, get as many in as you can. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Now, last time we're doing our bicycles. So try to pedal those feet and contract that core for as long as you can. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. My focus on this round is to make sure that I'm feeling that contraction the entire time. And at any time I can't do it anymore, I need a rest because I think my form is failing. Put my feet down for a second, take a breath, and get back into it. We have 15 more seconds. And after this, we have our mountain climbers and then a water break, so let's go. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Now the last move of this set, and then we get a whole new set. So put as much in as you can into these mountain climbers. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster this time so I can make my goal of putting in more reps while still getting the same contraction within my core. We have 20 more seconds. So keep at it. This is the last time you're doing it, so put all you have into it. And we have 10 more seconds. Keep going, keep going. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Now take this time to get a drink of water, and then we'll be right back with our next set. So our next set is gonna be what I like to call plank up and downs. So we're gonna stay in our plank up here, come down, come right back up. And we're gonna keep repeating that, trying to keeping our hips as stable as we can. After that, we're doing scissor kicks, going back on our backs, keeping our head off the ground if we can, our hands near our glutes, and kicking our kicks, or moving our legs as if we're scissoring. Afterwards, we're doing what I like to call downward dog plank taps. So we're gonna be in our plank, going into a downward dog, almost trying to touch our other toe, and come back to the plank. And keep alternating sides, just like that. This round is going to be the same exact thing, 35 seconds on with a 15-second rest, repeating it 3 times. So let's get started. We're going to start with those plank up and downs in about 5 seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. You're going to go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. I want you to make sure that your hips aren't moving side to side as much, trying to keep it as still as possible throughout this entire set. And then you can switch sides, starting with the other other arm, I'm sorry, so that we're working the same on each side. We'll have 5 more seconds here. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Next is our scissor kicks. So get ready on your backs so that we can do those. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you want, you can keep your head on the floor and raise your legs up higher if it's too difficult. I want you to make sure that your lower back is never arched like this so that I can put my hand under it. You want it to keep it on the floor, compressed on the floor the entire time. So if that means you have to keep your legs higher up, so be it. We have 10 more seconds here. Really pushing through. You can put your hands here under your glutes or at your head, but make sure if it's at your head, you're not putting strain on your neck like that. And relax. Next is our downward dog plank taps. So turn back around and start getting ready in that plank. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. In this one, I want you in a straight plank, hinging at the hips to go up into the downward dog. Touch your hand as close to your foot as you can and come back. You should be feeling that contraction in the side of your core when you're reaching back. And coming all the way down into the plank again. I don't want you to stay up here in the downward dog when you're in this position. Come back into that plank and then go and push and tap and relax. That was that set one time around. Let's do it 2 more times. With the plank up and downs. And we're starting that in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Trying to keep our hips as stable as possible so that we get the most stabilization in our core. We have 20 more seconds here. This is working your core as well as your shoulders, pushing yourself back up. This is almost like a total body movement. Keep working. We have 5 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Next is our scissor kicks. If you want to switch it up, instead of scissor, you can do what I call flutter kicks, which is the same concept, but you're kicking up and down. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, even if you're doing the flutter kicks now, keeping that back straight, connect to the floor the entire time, even if that means bringing your legs up higher and keeping your head on the floor. Whatever it takes to make sure you have good form. We have 15 more seconds here. This one's difficult. Keep pushing. And in 5 more seconds, in 3, 2, 1, relax. Make sure when you're doing those that you're also not holding your breath. It's not good for you to keep all that, not letting oxygen in. Next is our downward dog plank taps. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Making sure we start at that good form in that plank position. Then tapping back, coming back to that good form plank, and doing it on the other side. Just like this, making sure we're bringing that glute right back into our straight back, not leaving it up in the sky here. We have 10 more seconds here. Keep at it. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. This is our last time around, so put as much as you can into it. Starting with those plank up and downs. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Make sure you're switching sides on what arm you start with. If you started with your left the last round, make sure you're starting with your right on this round. And keep pushing up and then down, making sure we're keeping that stabilization in our core and working our shoulders and chest with pushing ourselves up and down. We have 10 more seconds. So last time we're doing this one. Keep at it. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Next is our scissor kicks or flutter kicks, whichever one you prefer. I think I'm gonna do the flutter kicks. We have 5 more seconds, so get ready. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, making sure we're not holding our breath. If ever time we feel like we're finding ourselves holding our breath, let it go, take a rest, breathe, get back into it. I never want you holding your breath, not letting oxygen come in. We have 10 more seconds here. Hold it as long as you can. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Now, it's the last time doing this set, last time doing this move, the downward dog plank taps. So give it all you got for these last 35 seconds of this set, and then we're gonna have another water break. So let's get started. Making sure that we're coming back into that plank, and we're trying to reach as far as we can into that downward dog plank tap. 20 more seconds here of reaching as far as we can and coming right back into that plank. 10 more seconds. Keep going. It's the last move of this round, and we get some water. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Let's go get some water, and then I'll explain the next and final set of this workout. This last set is gonna be our cardio set. So we're gonna start off with some good old-fashioned high knees, just like this. Then we're gonna go into what I call pike ups, which is we're gonna be on our mat here, and then jumping our feet in and out, just like this. Making sure you feel that contraction in your lower core. And afterwards, we're doing what I like to call plank jacks, which is again in the plank, and then jacking your feet out and in, just like if you're doing a jumping jack, but in a plank. And that's gonna be for the same thing, 35 seconds on with a 15-second rest. So let's get started. In 10 seconds, we're gonna be starting with our high knees. If the jumping is uncomfortable for your knees, just step it out. And we're starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. This is what I call our cardio set. So I want you to see if you can get that heart rate up with this one. You can have your hands here if you want a goal. If it feels more comfortable, like to do it if you're running, that's fine by me. And keep at it. We have 15 more seconds here. Make sure you're doing what feels good for your body. So if your knees are starting to hurt with this, go into the step. It's fine. And relax. Next is our pike jump, so get ready in that plank position. With the pike jumps, it's the same thing. If it's uncomfortable for your wrist, you can go down to your elbows. It's no problem. Now let's get started. You're gonna be jumping your feet in and out, trying to keep your legs as together as possible and feeling it in your lower core when you jump in. Making sure you're breathing during this as well. Never holding your breath. We have 10 more seconds. Keep pushing. In this one, if the jumping as well is too much, you can walk your feet in and then walk your feet out. Relax. Next is our plank jacks. As well as the other workouts in this set, this one is a little bit of jumping, so if it's uncomfortable in any way, step it out. And let's get started. So like I was saying, if it's uncomfortable, you can step it out just like this. If not, you can do the jumping from open, close, open, close, open, close. Just like this. Trying to keep our back as straight as possible with these jumps. We have 15 more seconds. Keep going. Keep breathing. This is our cardio set. We have 5 more seconds. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Now, let's stand back up again to do our high knees. We're starting up in about 5 seconds, so catch your breath and let's go. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. I want you to make sure that your knees aren't going inward or too out, just keeping it coming straight up and down, contracting that core each time our knees are lifting above our hips. We have 20 more seconds here. If you want that heart rate to jump, you have to be jumping too. We have 10 more seconds. Keep at it. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Now let's get down onto the floor to do our pike ups. If the jumping's uncomfortable and you want to walk your feet up, make sure that your toes are staying as close together as possible. Let's start. What I mean by that is that you're not taking big steps and bending your knees. I want you to just walk your feet up as smoothly as possible and walking your feet down just the same, just like this, and then coming right back down and into that plank. We have 15 more seconds. Keep at it. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. Take that quick breather before we get into our plank jacks. We're almost done. We have just the plank jacks this last time, and then we're gonna get into our cool down. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Keep just jumping your feet out and in or stepping it, whatever's more comfortable for you, but always making sure that we keep good form in our plank. If we think our form is breaking, we can even come down to our knees and step out and in. Or take a quick break, stretch out your shoulders, and come right back into it when you feel ready. We have 5 more seconds, the last time we're doing any sort of work, and then we're gonna be cooling down. In 3, 2, 1, relax. Take a quick sip of water if you need it, and we're going into our cool down. From here, I want you to stand up into a downward dog, pushing your chest into the floor. Breathing in and out. You can walk it out if you need to, feeling a little stretch in your calves. And then bringing your right foot all the way in and trying to push this hip as close to the floor as possible, getting that hip flexor stretch. And then coming back, you can put your knee on the floor, putting your weight now on this forward leg and reaching down. stretching that hamstring. Breathing in and then out. And then bringing this leg back in into our downward dog again. Quick stretch of the back and come right back in with the other leg, pushing that hip into the floor. And then putting that knee down and moving back into our hamstring stretch. Making sure you're breathing in and out. From here, I want you to go back into that downward dog one last time. And then moving it into a cobra and making sure you're stretching out that core. Bringing your shoulders away from your ears. And breathing in and out. And one last time, breathing in and out. Congratulations, you finished that workout. You guys, I bet, did awesome, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.